I wanted some custom shelving for the attic, but I wanted it to be as strong and as durable as possible. So I made this 8-foot shelf out of 2x3s, some OSB sheathing, and some nails. And my goal today is to finish this 20-foot long section, and we're going to do the whole thing for less than $200 in parts. It also has some storage underneath. I'm measuring 21 inches off each leg here, and that's going to give me the depth and the height I need. Here's a quick trick if you want to line things up with your mark. Just put your pencil on the mark you want, put your square on it, and then you got it right where you need it. Otherwise, if you put the square on it and then you try to do it, it might be a little bit off. So I put the pencil on it, square on it, and mark it. I'm definitely not a carpenter, framer, or anything like that. This is just things that I've learned through experience and that I can share with you, so please correct me if I'm wrong. In the past, it's always been confusing to me on where to cut on this line that you've marked. Well, now I've learned that this 21 inches is my critical measurement, so I want to leave the line on the 21-inch side, and I'll have a perfect 21-inch section. These 8-foot 2x3s are only $2.50 each. They're actually 2.5 inches by 1.5 inches. So this 21-inch section between two 1.5-inch sections, perfectly 24 inches, just the depth that I need for 2 feet. I'm going to need several more of those 21-inch sections, but I can't just measure off 21, 42, 63, 84. If I do that, my cuts are going to be off. And that's because every cut I make, the blade takes off a 1/16 of an inch. So if I just move my measurement a 1/16 of an inch off, I'll be perfect. So here's 21, here's 42 and a 1/16, 63 and an 1/8, 84 and 3/16. I can cut. Now I need to find the length of the 2x3s in between these vertical 2x3s. I've got 3 2x3s. Each one is 2.5 inches. So 2.5, 5, 7.5. I want this to be 8 foot long. So 96 inches is 8 foot. 96 minus 7.5 is 88.5. I need 2 of them. So divided by 2 is 44.25. So if each of these is 44.25 combined with the 3 2x3s, I have a perfect 8-foot span. A bunch of 44.25s with this being my template. Now I'm trying to find out where I want my shelves, and I want the bottom one at 14 inches high because I want these bins. Just remember, this is all custom. You can have 7 shelves if you want. I'm opting for 3, one at 14, another at 33, and another at 52. 14, 33, 52. So what I did is I took my 21-inch pieces I cut at the beginning, and with these lines I just drew, I'm going to put these 21-inch pieces right on the bottom of the lines. And I have a 21-degree framing nailer at my disposal, so I'll be using that. You could use screws, but just whatever is convenient for you. There's a line I just drew. I'm gonna line my 2x3 right at the base of that. Take my gun. Shoot it in. Do the same thing all the way up. All right, as long as my lines are good, put in my second nail. That'll secure it. Just occurred to me I could shoot both nails while it's down here. I don't need to lift it up. I'm learning as I go also. Just faster with a nail gun. Totally could use screws if you want, and if you do use screws you can take it apart in the future also. Easier than you could with nails. Thought I was recording, but I guess not. Just nailed together everything real quick. So far in this build, this is kind of the only part that's given me some trouble. Well, I'm not sure the best way on how to tackle this. I want to do it all with the nail gun, and for that reason, I'm just simply toenailing these things in. It's got to be a better way. Any builders out there, how would you guys do this? So I'm lining up the 2x3 and I'm putting it vertical. I'm just making sure that it's equal right there. Toenailing it in here like this. Shooting it in, same thing on the bottom. And that's how I'm going to start it. And then once I get one in, then it's easy, smooth sailing from there. And then after I got that top one in, then I just go in from the bottom. Right way to do it or wrong way to do it? You tell me. Remember, this project is just for how cheap and quick and easy you can do this. There we go. That's pretty much level. Clamp this down. Bases secure and level. Take the clamp off. Do it again from the bottom. All right, I mean, strong enough. But I am curious what the proper way to do it would be. I'm sure using screws would be better, but that's just so time consuming. I don't have the time for screws. Boom. All right, that literally took 10 minutes. Now I'm ready to put the shelves on. Since the floor was level when I started and all my measurements were accurate, everything is perfectly level also, which is great. Now it's time to get the shelving up. This is a 4x8 piece of OSB, a lot stronger than press board, and about 20% the cost. I'm just gonna mark this in half and cut lengthwise along the whole thing. 2 feet, 2 feet. Hey, I'm over here. So to measure the shelving, the only measurement that I need is this middle piece. And that's from 46.5 to 49.5. So from this side, 46.5 to 49.5. I'll mark that. 46.5, boom, 49.5, boom. Same thing on this side, 46.5, 49.5. Okay. And all the corners, I'm just gonna use a scrap piece of 2x3. I'll put that in between and I'll raise it up about 1/2 inch and I'll just draw around it. So all these notches will fit right between the 2x3s and it'll sit flush right on those horizontal beams. All right, we're just about done here. So I'm gonna cut these out. If my measurements are right, this should just fit right in here. It does. There we go. We got shelves. Last one. So I'm just about finished. We got an 8-foot shelf over here, 8-foot shelf, 4 feet in the middle. And I got these boards for half off. They were in the messed up section, but I don't really care. These are just going right on top. I can put all my tents and sleeping bags and stuff up here. And that's the only thing I'm going to screw down. After that, we're done. $75 for this one, $75 for that one in materials. Maybe you'd say, I don't know, $50 in miscellaneous things. So you can have both of these for less than $200. This probably would have cost at least $400, maybe $500, maybe more, and it wouldn't be custom like this. So do it yourself. 2x3s, they're really handy and cheap for doing something like this. On to the next project. Now I got to clean up this mess.